Good morning, soul family. How are you? Interesting day today for me. It's clear, a little bit of cloud in the sky, a little bit of wind, a little bit of choppy emotional waters. Things clearing up. I had some really intense dreams last night. A lot of epiphanies taking place. I guess that's the eclipse, right? Secrets coming to light, things being understood. So I felt it was appropriate to work with the Faerytale oracle because I feel like my life's a fairy tale. You know, nothing really the way it seems. Stories spun, and I'm curious to see what Spirit wants to show us. Correct for neutrality on all levels. What is the most important message that you would like to share with us today? Correct for neutrality on all levels. So, I decided that I feel like I want fluoride on all sides. Fluoride is clearing energy, right? And I'm going to put laser light quartz, because somebody's really putting on a show, right? So let's why don't we just turn up the lights and make it really beautiful, you know? You want to play a game? Then let's make it a beautiful game. Here we go. Ooh, this is looking very beautiful. Wait till you see. Laser light quartz. Ooh, it doesn't want to stay. Why? Why don't you want to stay? Interesting. I'm curious about that. It doesn't want to stay in that position. Doesn't want to stay in that position. She's half your age, but I'm guessing that's the reason why you stayed. I heard you've been missing me. Been telling people things you shouldn't be. Like when we'd creep out, when she wasn't around. Haven't you heard the rumor? Do you know this song? Do you know that this song is actually a story about a lie? It's a story. She made up this. Somebody was jealous, so they made up a story that there was somebody else, but there was nobody else. It was just the story. Rumor has it. You know, just because I said it don't mean that I meant it. Just because you heard it doesn't mean that it's true. The rumor was a lie. So, very curious to me how the colors that I chose, intuitively, are so supportive of the card that comes out. All of these words whispered in my ears tell a story that I cannot bear to hear, right? So upsetting, the story I was told. Just because I said it, don't mean that I meant it. And what's the name of this card? People say crazy things. Words. Look at the colors of the laser light, the show that was put on by the master manipulator, right? By the magician. Just because I said it, just because you heard it, doesn't mean that it's true. Rumor has it. Okay, so what's going on here? Are you able to see past the lies and deception of the words? Have you been telling lies? Look at the illusions. These are dragonflies. Dragonflies fly over the emotional waters. So when the fairy, which is a princess in this story, speaks, jewels fall from her lips. Right? Think about how wealthy, how precious this one would be. She's got 3 stepsisters. And it's kind of like a Cinderella story even, you know. And she's very sweethearted. And the siblings and the stepmother, they never love her. They've never said kind words to her. even though she's beautiful and wonderful. She's the one that does all the chores, just like Cinderella, right? So she goes to the well and she goes to take a drink of water from her emotional waters. Think about it. And the well would be memories, emotions that you hold on to. And there's an old woman that asks her to give her a drink. So, of course, she dips this ladle in and she pours the water into the dry, parched lips of this older woman who reveals herself to be actually a fairy. And this fairy blesses her because she's so good. And after that, everything that comes from her mouth is accompanied either by a flower or a jewel. This is where she's been given her gifts. This blessing is basically telling you the type of person this girl is, the type of soul this one has. And the fairy woman is able to see through to the heart of her and recognizes her value. So when the stepmother sees the girl and watches that there's diamonds and rubies and jewels and roses and lilies and everything falling from her lips, right? Every time she demands to know why have you been gifted with this? And when she explains open-heartedly, she tells the truth, right? Oh, well, I met this older lady and this is what she did. And because of my connection, I was blessed this way. And the stepmother sends her sisters to the well, right? Because she's like, okay, cool, let's go get something from her. But the fairy's not an idiot. The fairy knows, and she disguises herself again. So while the sister's expecting this little old lady to appear, right, this glorious queen comes forward and asks for a drink of water. And the sister rolls her eyes and says, go away. So of course then the fairy rewards her with the same kind of karma that she rewarded her sister. So now, every time she speaks, toads and worms fall from her lips. So then the mother blames the good sister on what happens to the bad sister and banishes her to the forest. And that's where she meets the king's son. He's out hunting and he says, why are you here? Why are you by yourself? She tells her story. And he values not the jewels that come from her mouth, but her beauty and her honesty and her grace and her dignity. He loves her for who she is, not for what she can give him. So then, of course, in the end of the story, the king marries the girl who's beautiful and rich. Now she becomes, the queen. But she already had kindness and beauty, intelligence and eloquence. And that sister who was so cruel, she dies a sad death. So it talks about appearances, good manners, and good-heartedness. And about when we don't have any reason for doing good, why we should do good anyway. So when this card comes to you, you need to watch your thoughts and change them and speak kind, beautiful things. This doesn't mean to flatter people or tell lies. It means to look for the beauty within yourself and within others and speak and bring that beauty from within out. And any ugliness or distortion that's in our own mind of ourselves or any ugly thoughts that can poison us from within, we need to banish these. So if you're being told that someone else wants what you have, you can't just create it. You can't just have it. You got to do your work, right? We all have to do our work. So make sure that the energy that you expand and the words that come from your lips will be like what falls from this princess's lips. Good, kind, beautiful. Don't resist that and fail to do the work and expect to be a big dog that's going to ride for free on the backs of others. Look down deep inside of you and find the right words and find that if there's anything that's poisonous in your mind or in your heart, it's going to leak out of you through your words and through your actions. So clear your energy, do your own personal work, and recognize that you have beauty to offer this world. You don't have to ride on the backs of others. You've got it yourself. So there's a lot of messages that come forward. I'm just blown away by the colors of the stones that go so perfectly with the words and the cards, right? So it's talking about words. They have the power to change lives. If you speak in a kind way, you'll be rewarded. It's about being kind to all. It's about good deeds being done without expecting something in return. This is about when you do come from a place of love and kindness, everybody benefits. It also says that right now someone might need your help. The color of turquoise, this is my twin and my soul color, turquoise. The color of truth. Look at the gold, too. Remember your worth reminds me of the gold. You are of fine value. And I thought about the man who, in the Bible, all the work that he did when he found the woman who was worth her weight in gold. Can't remember the scripture. That's the first message. I love that color. The color of Amazonite. The color of Amazonite. I need to wear my Amazonite crystal. Isn't it funny how I couldn't remember that crystal for the life of me. I just, and then I had to remember, it's the rainforest. Remember the rainforest. So the color of Amazonite, which is, I'll give you another stone so I don't move our setup. Here it is. Can you see it? How beautiful it is. I love this one because it's in the shape of a heart. But the heart's not perfect, right? It's got a little bit of darkness in it. It's got a little bit of broken on the side, but it's raw and it's natural and it's real and it's beautiful. So Amazonite is associated with filtering out stress and healing trauma and soothing energies within your home as within your workplace. And as I said at the beginning, it's a personal truth and communication stone. It's about it's about being able to communicate your truth to others, giving you a sense of power. And this is my Amazonite on my crystal spear and my angelite and my labradorite. These ones that are all coming forward. Nothing is by mistake. Like absolutely nothing is by mistake. Everything. It amazes me how spirit brings me my dreams. They connect me with somebody, a French person who told a story who, when I went to look at who she was, she told me some words in French. She told me there was deception. Someone is not who they say they are. And then I went to her page and it showed me a whole story, which was connecting me to something else. And then it strung a bunch of different things together. And it made me recognize what the truth of was. So this is called the Stone of Truth. Stone of Courage and the Stone of Truth. Enabling you to find your own truth and your integrity. And not be worried about the judgment of others or confronting others or what they believe or what they feel. It's about expressing the freedom to express your own thoughts and feelings in a strong way. And yet set clear boundaries internally as well as externally. This is about defining your own personal space, soothing to the chakras, rejuvenating to the heart and to the throat because it's a speech stone, awakens compassions for others, allowing to see both sides of a problem. Yes, I watched that this morning. I saw what was done to me, and then I saw what was done on the other side, and I saw why. I could see all sides of the story. So this is a powerful healing stone. I love this stone. This, again, remember, this is what the warriors put on their breastplate when they went into battle. It's known to heal wounds and illnesses of all kinds. This is the rainforest stone, the Amazonite, found in the Amazon. It's time to go on safari, babe. Communicate your true thoughts and feelings without being over-emotional. See the problems and the situation from all sides objectively so that you can resolve your own inner conflict. It helps you bring focus through the symbolization of dreams, which is what I was telling you. You know, that's what happened to me. It helps you overcome loneliness. It helps marriages become happier. It's a good one to place near your computer because of the electromagnetic charges. It clears that and protects you from that. I always said that I should have a bowl of this because I work at my computer all the time. Dispels negative energy and aggravation. Protects against unfair business practices and others taking advantage of you. A stone of prosperity brings and draws new customers to your business. Assists you in being in the right place at the right time for the opportunities that Spirit wants to bring you. Right? This is like a gambler's stone, lucky stone. This is a good stone to keep in your kids' bedroom if they're a disaster for cleanliness, which my kids were. Encourages in them to keep things clean. Keep it on a kitchen table to persuade others to assist more. So you think about that symbolically. Clean up your bedroom, your personal issues. Clean up the kitchen. You know, family issues, people meddling, too many spoons in the pot, right? This is a good stone to help that. Physical ailments, clearly we spoke about emotional issues, healing traumas and stresses. It helps with regenerating your cells after illness or injury or trauma. Any nervous system blockages or issues with your throat or your thyroid. Balances your calcium in your body. If you have issues with your body holding or a deficiency. So it helps with your teeth. This is a stone that can literally help repair brittle hair and nails and teeth from the inside. And rubbing an affected area with that is thought to prevent infection or soothe rashes and heal the blisters, clearing up acne. So this is one of the reasons I got it, because I had this stuff that was underneath my skin. Now think about that. Your skin is your largest feeling organ, right? Something's under my skin was bothering me. So this is a healing for all of the issues that I spoke about. This is a good stone for me. It's good for treating sexual disorders, sexual obsession. Alleviates worry and fear, directs anger and irritability in a positive direction. Because you can take your anger and do it and use that energy in a destructive way, or you can use it in a positive way, because it's power, right? It helps establish healthy relationships. That's why I like the boundaries about it. So keep it near your throat if you're going to wear it, or by your chest. It helps you understand what you should embrace and what you should resist. That's the whole boundary issues. If you're out of balance, if you feel like you're being controlled or you're controlling in a relationship, or you're overcritical of others, this is going to happily restore balance to that type of energy. Helps you with relationships that are going up and down. Understanding that there's a cycle for everything. Yeah, we were staying in Paris to get away from your parents. I'm so sick of hearing about Paris, I can't tell you. I think that's the one place I don't want to fucking go. I don't want to go to Paris ever again. Sorry, guys. Just too much for me right now. I think I need to shut the radio off because I don't want to hear it anymore. I'm tired of the French girl. I'm tired of the French stories. I'm tired of the Eiffel Tower. I'm tired of all of that. I'm tired of the lies. I'm tired of the stories. Let's skip this now. We'll move forward. Correct for neutrality on all levels. Correct for neutrality on all levels. Let's bring some happiness back into this motherfucker. Okay, I'm going to light my sage wand. I'm going to light my sage wand. I told you guys, when you came to my page, that I'm going to be real. When energy comes out, I'm going to speak it the way I feel it. And sometimes that means swear words come out. And I may not even be feeling my own energy right now. I think I might be picking up the energy of someone else that has just realized something that I just uncovered. So I don't like the feeling that I'm feeling right now. So I'm going to sage this. It happens. I have to be aware of that when I connect to others, I pick up that aggressive anger. So it's a good thing I picked up that stone, right? It's a stone I need right now. I want to clear at whoever it is that I'm picking up right now. I'm cutting cords, cut cords. I'm detaching and I'm blocking your energy. I don't want to deal with this. That's why I've got selenite here. So I'm clearing. So that's exactly what's going on. My hands are prickling. Like literally, I've got Reiki spinning through my hands right now. All right. So this isn't my anger, my energy, and I don't need to carry it. It's not my problem. I'm cutting cords from this whole dysfunctional mess, and I want Spirit to handle it. I'm asking Archangel Michael to come in, please, and help assist right now. I'm asking Archangel Metatron, clear and balance my chakras. I'm asking Archangel Chamuel to bring in feelings of love. I'm asking the Father to fill me with unconditional love and powerful, peaceful energy right now, calming energy. This isn't my story. This isn't my battle. Not my monkey, not my war. Let someone else. You deal with your own karma. It's not mine to deal with. So you guys, pay attention to that. If something all of a sudden affects you in a way and you feel like something's not quite right, it's not your energy that you're picking up. You're picking up someone else's energy. And it's best to do a clearing, like, immediately. I like the fact that I got confirmation right away, because I was thinking, geez, am I just being a real bitch right now or what? Because I do have that comes out in me, right? But I've worked really hard to dispel that kind of energetic response within me. So I don't want that. Look at this beautiful amethyst calming crystal, right? I'm going to take my wings and I'm going to fly out of there. This is the key. This is my key. Sage wand. If you guys are interested in a ceremonial sage wand for clearing or your energy, look how much is burning. There's a lot right now. This keeps going. This is a small. Every Reiki, every stone is charged with Reiki healing energy, filled with unconditional healing love. And every one of the wands is adorned with one of these charms. If you want more than one, you can pay for a little extra, but they're done with. But I decided to give myself wings for my own freedom to fly above the situation, which is what I needed right now, and the key to my freedom. And there it's out. Okay, so I'm back. I'm back to me. I don't want to pick up somebody else's negative energy like that. That was not fun for me. It was not fun. So I'm going to take my beautiful, I've got enough Amazonite here on the table represented. So I'm going to take this Amazonite and I'm going to put it in my bra right next to my heart. I want to hold on to that right now. And I already know that Spirit's going to handle this situation. There will be divine intervention because it's not okay for people to do that, what they've done. And but it's not for me to take care of it, and I'm not going to sweat it. So that's another thing, karma. You know, you get mad when you find stuff out, right? You want to just do what I just did, right? You want to act in a manner like that. But remember, there's a show being put on right now. There's a show being put on, and someone is trying to pull your strings. I'm thinking about. Look at that. Now it doesn't want to stay. Interesting. I'm thinking about the Wizard of Oz, right? How he was behind that curtain, the master manipulator, the magician. He was behind that curtain pulling all the strings and creating this story, and none of it was real. And why did he do it? Because he was insecure. He didn't think that he would be appreciated for who he was. And Spirit keeps saying to me, compassion, be compassionate. But you know what? Some people have to learn from their mistakes, and they need to take responsibility for their actions. So when they don't want to do this, then you need to detach from them. So here we see Snow White with her wolves next to her. Purity. She's holding on to that apple. So wasn't she given an apple by the wicked queen that wanted to hurt her? Right? She pricked her finger while the queen was sewing. She was looking out the window at the snow, cold emotion, frozen emotion. She pricked her finger with her needle, and 3 drops of blood fell on the snow. The red was beautiful on the white snow, and she thought, if I ever had a child with skin as white as snow and lips as red as blood and hair as black as ebony. And then she said, mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all? Of course, we know the story. Snow White is the one that was betrayed by the ones who she believed to be her family, someone that she trusted. So those of you who have allowed others to come close to you, the ones who said that they cared about you, they're the ones who you were most in danger of having being cast out by, rejected by, and hurting you at present. You weren't a threat to their status before, or who they were. They loved you and they cared for you, but now you're a rival because somehow you've risen to a place of, I don't know, competition. And they see that you are in front of them. You stand between them and what they want. So they cast you out and they try and destroy you. So if they try to get close to you again, they will do this again. They've taken the true love that you've had for them and they've twisted it because of their jealousy and their resentment. And you're not responsible for that. So right now, be aware that what you thought was family was an idealized version. And you're leaving that behind. Home, family, it's not what you thought. You're going to have loyal ones. You're going to have a wolf pack that comes to your side. But it's not the family that you thought. You're going to be guarded and you're going to be blessed. You're going to be watched over. And even though people may try to harm you, you will not be harmed. Spirit will not allow it. The one thing that can get you in trouble is you not being able to recognize. You being vulnerable is not recognizing who wants to hurt you. Someone that comes to offer you a gift that could harm you. And it could cause you to pull away from your path. So if it does happen, you're going to remember. You're going to remember and you'll get steered back onto your path again. with your real family, your true family, your soul family by your side. So you think about Snow White, remember? She comes of age, she becomes very beautiful, and then she's a threat to the queen, her stepmother. So the stepmother sends out someone to kill this one. But the huntsman that goes after her to hurt the one that the stepmother sent out realizes she's innocent. This is when innocence is there, but wisdom is gained through trials. You see her going through this enchanted forest. She's in this little glass coffin, in this sleep. She survives it, being pursued by that huntsman that was meant to kill her. She was befriended by gnomes, right? The animals were her friends. So your innocent, uncorrupted heart and your integrity and your character is shining right now. And even though others are bitter and jealous and they want to harm you, you're not going to grow bitter and do harm back to them. You gather all of the wisdom that you've accrued along this journey, all of the pain that you went through, and you were reborn. Now you're stronger, and you are loved by so many more. This has matured you. You have looked evil in the eye, but it's not come into your heart. So you have triumphed. This is a triumph of a pure heart. You were attacked, you were rejected by rivals, but it didn't change you. You're trustworthy and you're loving. Animals love you. They come to you. You're going to survive many, many tests because you're good to everyone, and your kindness will be rewarded. You may be a male and you may be a female. You know who you are. So much about jealousy, bitterness. I know the story of the wicked step monster who sent someone out to do harm. Spirit told me a while back, you have made an ally from an enemy, because the one that was sent after me realized I wasn't who they thought I was. They recognized that it was the wicked queen that was at fault. It was a lie. It was jealousy and bitterness that caused this one to be involved in what they were doing. And what's so sad is this one did bad things. They thought they were doing the right thing. They were doing it for family. They were lied to as well. And they feel bad. But I know the whole story. I've always known the story. I forgive the cousin. Wasn't the cousin's fault. Sometimes we think we're doing the right thing. Sometimes we do the wrong thing for the right reason, right? Wow. These are no lies. These are no mistakes. Look at the colors, you guys. Let's bring forth a little bit of courage and unconditional love and strength. So, water and salt and truth. First thing that comes to mind is sometimes the truth hurts. Right? We're told to tell the truth, but when you tell the truth, sometimes you get in trouble. Sometimes people are angry. So the story here, this is about a king. He has 3 daughters, and he asks them how much they love him. One of them says, "I love you as much as my eyes, Father." That was the oldest daughter. And then one says, "I love you as much as my heart," says the middle princess. And the youngest one says, "I love you as much as I would love water and salt." And the old king is very proud and vain, and he thinks she's disrespectful. Water and salt? So he flies into a rage and he demands her death for being disrespectful. He calls the executioner to take her away and orders that poor person to bring that beating heart of that child back to him. So the sisters follow the executioner, and it was no trouble for them to persuade this one to kill a little dog instead and hide their sister far away in a cave. So the executioner returns with the dog's heart and the gown of his daughter that's been torn. And the king, he asked for this to be done because he was so angry and vain. And he hid his grief. And he gave rewards to the other princesses to show them that, I'm actually a good person, even though he had done this. But the youngest one, every day, she would leave the cave and go out into the forest to gather berries and nuts together. And when she was out traveling, she met a magician who took her to a near kingdom. And the king's son of that kingdom saw her and fell in love with her, and she loved him too, and they vowed to love each other forever. When all of the kings from all the other countries were invited to come to this great feast, they had fine foods, and there was one that was there. He was not given water, and he was not given salt. The salt he needed to be clean, to taste, to drink, to quench the thirst that he had. He'd come a long way. He was very thirsty. His grief over the daughter that he had so cruelly murdered because he was so prideful and angry, it was so deep within him that it drove him crazy. His mind was mad. He couldn't see straight. So at the feast, there was no water, there was no salt. He'd come such a great distance. He was already out of his mind, and it drove him even madder. And here the princess watched her father, unable to eat, refusing all the wine. His face was miserable. And she stood in front of him, and she spoke loudly in the great hall, and it echoed throughout the palace. And she said, "Banish your grief from your eyes, father, and look upon me. You caused me to be killed because I told you I loved you as much as salt and water. And now you have seen what it is to eat without salt and water." And her father, this proud, arrogant king, saw that fine woman, that honest daughter, and his pride broke, and all the sorrow he had within him poured out of him. He began to sob, and his tears were true tears, the truest of true. They were water and salt, and he tasted his own truth, that she had loved him the truest and the deepest, and because she knew what was needed in life. He was broken by grief, but he had learned that truth and kindness are better than all the praise in the world. And he became a good king, a better king, and a good father. And he was wise now. And it helped everyone in the land. Because of this, it changed him. So this message is about speaking the truth, the plain truth. You're often punished for speaking the truth. And you might be punished for saying what you know is true. But in time, it's going to be worth it. Because the time for making the wicked step monster happy and pleasing others, that time is over. Saying how it is and why it is, it's the most healing thing that you could do at this time. And be prepared. In the long term, you will be rewarded. But in the short term, you might have to pay. And every moment of discomfort will be worth it. This talks about the unadorned, embellished truth, plain honesty, truth and clarity, what we need to survive, that love is not to be tested. At anger at being unloved is pride, and pride can kill. This is the basic truths of love. I'm going to let you figure out what it means for you.